you guys. You love it when a plan comes together, and then sometimes it doesn't. So I can't count, clearly. So I missed my own hop, the Striptease hop, because I can't count Wednesdays. So the hop is supposed to be the third Wednesday of the month, which was actually the 15th. And I guess I just completely missed counting the first Wednesday, which was the 1st. So I had the hop in my planner for today, which is the 22nd. And I was really excited because I got this 30 Days of Sketches thing going on. And I looked at the sketch. I go, oh my gosh, that's totally perfect, because my prompt is to use up to 10 minimum of 10 branding strips for like a photo mat. I go, look at that. They got this nice strip thing there. It's like it was meant for me. Thank you, Karen. And then, yeah, it was the wrong day. I'm going to do it anyway. So this is my Striptease layout a week late for my own hop. So that's terribly embarrassing. So what I have is, and this is the sketch, like I said, it's by Karen Adams Kidwell, the Crafty Karen. And she's kind of got these strips behind here, a couple of photos, a title. She's got some journaling down here. We'll see. I don't know what I was planning. Well, I kind of do. So I got these 2 photos of my daughter at like football game in high school. She had a varsity jacket and all that kind of stuff. This was one of her high school, little football spirit shirts or whatever. This was at a football game. And I just thought this was kind of neat. Because the other thing I have is this little, some of the assemblage required, like, oh, it was from the Advent box. I'm trying to remember what the word. It says this is just a chapter, not the whole story, which I think is neat, because this is like, your high school chapter. So my thinking on this, again, was to just take these branding strips and make my photo mat. I know some people did some really nice techniques and tricks and stuff like that, and I'm not really doing that. I'm kind of following the sketch a bit. I may split this one. I should have 10 in here. I'm going to just lay these down. And this is kind of the school colors. Hers were like, well, you can kind of tell. They're like maroon and, I don't know, gold or something. I was maroon and something. And I got this piece of cardstock out of my stash. And, of course, these branding strips. So I'm just going to build. I'm not even being picky. And I'll come back in and glue these, y'all. I feel like I need to bring this kind of stuff up here, though, because this is kind of making the... Oh, that's neat. This could be like the journaling strip down at the bottom. And again, I'm probably going to overlap these too. I can come back in and I'm not being ridiculous here because I don't have time to be ridiculous. I don't know if I need the green one. Let's see. I'm not sure I love these. I need 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I got plenty. I am good. If I bring in do I need a black and white up here? I don't know if I want that. I kind of like this one. I can bring this floral here. I was so excited, y'all. I was like, wow, this worked out so perfectly. And yeah, I was completely wrong on the date. So my apologies to the folks that play along with my hop, because yeah, I definitely screwed up. It was not intentional. I was just so proud that this worked, for my own hop here. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, because now I need to mat this. I'm probably going to get some black cardstock. Oh, that looks a little taller. That's a little strange. I'll have to trim that. Yeah, there'll be that. And then I'm going to come along with this. This is going to be really quick and easy, I think. So let me do this. Let me get some... I think I need to... What do I need to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a piece of cardstock in the middle, because I like to do that, and then glue the papers to it, and it just helps me move it as a block. So let me find a piece of... Oh, wait a minute. This is really neat. What was I going to use this for? It's like notebook paper. I have no idea, you guys. That could have been cute. I don't think I was going to mount it on... Oh, maybe I could. And then black. It's like grid paper or like a ledger. I don't know. I mean, it's school. She doesn't necessarily call for that, but I'm going to think about that for just a second. Let me get my cardstock first, and then glue that to that, and I'll be back on a second. Okay, you guys. Well, here is my little trick. I've already kind of started and then decided, I'll show you guys. To do like strips like this, I'll cut like a piece of... Well, you can kind of see cardstock, let's say 3 or... It depends on the width of what you're needing to do here, but I'll cut like a little piece of cardstock, and then I'll drag a ATG strip down the middle, and then lay them down the way I want them. I will ultimately use Nuvo glue to glue them on the edges and stuff like that. But for the moment, this is just to keep them in place while I'm put them in the order I want. And I messed around. There's one or two. I ended up with not using, I think, 2 of them. It's funny. I had laid them on the paper thinking, oh, I had all those extras. But then when I start laying them on the actual cardstock and having to glue them down, well, shoot, I don't actually have enough, so I have to add to them. And then this little film strip piece, I wanted to use it, but it wasn't quite wide enough to show on either side of the photo. So I'm going to lay that there, and then I've cut the middle, obviously you can see that, and that's going to go behind the photos. Now this is one piece I mess up. I lay that down there not even thinking about the fact that's got that hole, and I'm going to have to fix that in a minute, y'all. I just totally did that. There's no photo up there to hide that, so I don't know what I was thinking, but I'll fix that in just a minute. I will have to, I trimmed down the one photo because for some reason the one where she's got her varsity jacket on was a shorter photo for some reason than the one where she's at the football game. So I trimmed that down just a hair to make them match. And then now on the left side, I was okay with, the different little staggered levels and stuff like that, but I don't want it to go all the way across the page. So I'm going to come along and just kind of randomly cut these to make a, back and forth type look. And it takes me just a second. I mean, this is a little bit risky in a sense, like if you if you mess it up, you're done. I shouldn't say done. I mean, you can come back with another branding strip or something, but I'm just going back and forth trying to make sure it has the right length of stuff. I hated to cut that little love, but I really had to have all of the other pieces. And this doesn't take me very long. This layout actually turned out, that cat, she's all up in the business. It turned out actually pretty simple because all these branding strips obviously had a lot of pattern and stuff going on. And once I get the photos down and the little title down, I do basically no other embellishment, you guys. So I'm looking at the photos. I'm like, okay, I need to do something. I got to be careful because that glue's right there in the middle. I got to do something to set these off. And I started with a black, and I thought, no, I kind of like this other piece of maroon or whatever. And I thought, okay, do I want to use a white piece of paper, cardstock? And then I go, well, no, I got this journaling over here, or this ledger paper. So I'm going to use this ledger paper as the light between the photo and the dark cardstock there. And I'll trim those up and I'll lay those down. I really like that ledger paper though. I do save that scrap. I probably shouldn't. It's gone into my scrap bin because I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for, but why not? So I'm going to do this piece here, and then I'll mount it on and y'all, I keep laying that down right on that glue. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm just like, duh. I don't know if I do it one more time or not. I might. I will say this darker cardstock here I hate to even use the word cardstock because it's pretty thin actually. So I don't even show y'all this, but ultimately I pick it up, I do the little slow down for you guys, and I realize this is so thin. I do take a piece of a paper pad paper that has a pattern I'm not in love with, and I glue it to the back of it, but it's not really relevant to the layout. So I just told you to tell you, not that y'all would have ever known. Okay, so now these photos, now in her sketch, she had them right next to each other. So I start off with that, but then I'm really kind of losing that photo strip, which I want to see. So I end up overlapping them. And I think that looks neat anyways, because there's a little bit of wall in the photo with my daughter's jacket. So I'm going to basically tweak that just a tad and lay that down where they get overlapped. And then I'll go off camera because I get the little wood veneer piece. And look at that. I laid that right down on that glue yet again with the photo. And y'all saw Cleo rather, yet again. I keep calling her Chloe, and I don't really know why, because that's not her name. It's Cleo. But, oh well. Eventually I'll get it right, I think. I hope. This is the thing. I've got the little wood veneer piece, but I do need to pull off the cover. There's like a little film on the front, which somebody was kind enough to tell me some time back that I had no idea was there for the longest. And I'll have to pull off the back on the sticker part. However, this is when I looked up and I realized I had that big hole in that branding strip, and I go, I cannot do that. I was like, can I cover it? Can I just stick another strip over it? I go, that ruins the whole aesthetic. So I decided to just basically cut it and layer it. It's close, it's actually pretty close. When I layer this over, the pattern matches pretty closely, so you really can't tell. But I was so like, what did you do, Christine? You put that thing up there with that hole. So I fixed that. And like I said, I'm going to end up using Nuvo glue to glue all that stuff in. So I'm going to go off and do this sticker removal stuff first. And then here I'm going to come in and glue this down. I will, like I said, come in with Nuvo glue. I don't think I put that on camera, though. I think I've said that now already. But I just glued it down initially with that cardstock piece. And then I have to kind of straighten them, though, because the things will shift just a little bit. But here's my title. It's that piece I mentioned to you about it being a chapter, not the whole story kind of thing. And I think it's really cute. Now, it's a little bit, because the photo's up on the other photo and all this stuff, it's a little bit uneven. So I will add a couple of small little foam pieces underneath the bottom right down there just to make it, you know, again, not rock, I guess is the best way to say that, underneath the right-hand side of that. But again, I don't actually come in and add anything. Theoretically, you know, you could come in and in between branding strips, tuck something in or add embellishments on the corners of the photos or something along those lines. But I really enjoyed all the patterns, and I liked my little title sticking out there. I do add a little bit of journaling underneath the title. She did show some journaling. So I basically said Brooke was really... I forget how I worded it now, and I'm not looking at the lab. But basically, she was on the scene of the varsity sports, or she was really active on the varsity or the sports scene because she was on varsity soccer or something like that. Sorry, I forgot exactly how I worded it, but that goes down underneath, and you'll see that in the slowdown here in just a second. And that's the layout, you guys. It's not overly complicated. It didn't take me a real long time, although I've had some breaks in between. And thankfully, I was able to get that done. And y'all, I cannot believe I missed my own hop. So that's embarrassing. Hopefully next month I'll be on time. I've got to get myself reorganized, although the holidays are coming. So we'll see how things go. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the playlist, and we'll see you next time. Bye.